Hi, Michael here. And now that I've gotten the sides bent and the blocks glued on, I need to make the kerfing or lining and the side reinforcement braces that go around the inside. Keep watching. It's time to start working on the kerfing and the side reinforcement braces. So we've got the kerfing or the lining, as it's sometimes called, and then these side reinforcement braces. But first, I need to make them. Making the side reinforcement braces. I save the cutoffs from my tops when I cut them out, and this is a piece of cedar that I cut out from the tops that I'm using in these builds. Okay, so there I have milled up some of that cedar left over from the top. I've ended up with 10 little strips, which will be more than enough for a guitar. I'll need actually 12. I'm just going to stack them up and sand the rough side down, and those will be ready. There are three main types of linings or kerfings that you'll find. The standard kerfing, which is what I use. There's the reversed kerfing, and then there's just the solid lining, which is really not a kerfing because it doesn't have the saw curves in it. Making the kerfing. Okay, next I'm going to reset the bandsaw and cut out cedar for the kerfing. Alright, there we go, there's some kerfing stock made. The two ways that I make kerfing, miter box and a bandsaw jig. Number one, the miter box method. This is a little miter box that I made a long time ago for making kerfings. And I've just got some pieces of kerfing stock here, just short pieces just to show how this works. And I'll just line it up with my first mark right there. And saw till my saw bottoms out and move it up. And I've got my little hold down. Now the hold down will just go into the slot that I've made, and it's all indexed out there. Alright, here's our strips. Number 2, bandsaw jig. Making the bevel on the kerfing. Okay, now that I've gotten my kerfing strips slotted all the way down, it's time to put the little bevel on the end, on the edge here. You can see this little bevel right here. Just a little strip of mahogany here. And then one of my kerfing slotted pieces, and I'm just going to place a holding down strip against it because it's thin and it's flexible, and as I try to plane it, it's going to want to buckle up on me. So I'm just going to clamp it in this little jig and leave about 3/8 of an inch hanging over. Okay, 3/8 of an inch out. I'm just going to take a little hand plane and knock that belt out there. Alright, now here we have our bevel on the edge there. Okay, with all the kerfing cut and sanded and my side reinforcement braces ready. Now there's a couple of issues that I've come in with over the past. Typically I'll put my kerfing on first and then go back and add my side reinforcement braces. But this creates a couple of problems. The first problem is that my sides are not flat except for the top, which will be radiused to a 30-foot radius. The back though, however, I profile before I bend the sides, and if I try to take a piece of kerfing long enough to span that distance, you'll notice that I've got, part of the side is not being covered. Kerfing bends well this way, but not so much this way. Here's a piece of mahogany kerfing stock that I span the whole width with, and you can see how much it does not cover that area. The other issue is once we do put the kerfing on and I put my side reinforcement braces in between, the whole idea of the side reinforcement brace is to keep the thin wood, the sides, from splitting should it suffer trauma somehow. And that works well, except for the fact that right here, where the kerfing meets the center reinforcement brace, there's no support. So I could literally take this and snap it right here at this point. So to solve both of those problems, here's what I've done. I go ahead and I glue my side reinforcement braces on first, and then I fit my kerfing in between. The first problem it solves is that the sides get total reinforcement because their entire length of the side is supported by the side reinforcement braces. Plus, it makes it much easier to glue the kerfing in little strips. So a shorter strip is easier to follow that small curve than it is if you try to do one long strip all the way down. Well, this is a good stopping point for this video journal. Now that I've gotten the kerfing made and the side reinforcements made, the next step will be lining them up on the inside and gluing them on. Thanks so much for watching.